Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my Finish It Friday video for Friday, April 19th, 2024. So if you want to see what I've been working on this week, please stay tuned. This has been a pretty fun week. I've enjoyed my stitching this week in the sewing room. I have done some quilting. I've done a little bit of binding, done a little bit of piecing. So very excited to share what we have, what I've accomplished this week. Let's start with the my coin quilt. I'm currently stitching the binding on the back of this quilt. It is, let's see, I'm on the third side I started kind of at the middle, at the end of one side. So I have one entire side complete and then a piece of a side. And so now I've turned the corner. I think I've turned two corners on this one. So this corner and this corner. So let's see, I don't know how much you can see that's stitch, but like here, and then this is where I stopped, and then a little bit on the side here. So yeah, a pretty fair amount. So I'm excited about this. I'm not sure if this is really going to be my next finish because of the commission that I'm working on. That one probably needs to be prioritized over this one, but I've only been doing about 25 minutes a day on this quilt because I was on the long arm with the other one. So I'll show that in just a second. But first I want to show the quilt behind me. I finished a quilt top. Let's see if we can zoom out so you can see the whole thing. This is the Scrappy Bricks quilt, and I have been working on it. I was looking because I documented it. Oh, excuse me. I documented it for YouTube, and so I started it in September of last year, but I put it to the side because I was working on some other things. So I have done the inside of the quilt. I did a 1.5 inch border here, and I added a big 4.5 inch border on the outside. I wasn't sure about this border, but I hope it draws out enough of these blocks inside the quilt to make it work. As I said, this video will be on YouTube next week. I hope I can get it edited this weekend so that it'll be out on Tuesday. But I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I have the binding strips here, and they're waiting to be stitched together. It is going to have a flange binding, so I'm excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun to put everything together. Now I have finished the rainbow trip around the world. Not quite finished it, but I do want to show you the quilting on it. So I tried to put it up on the design wall. It would not work. It won't stay up there. So I had to take it upstairs, but I'm going to share it with you right now. I think that I am most excited about this quilt this week, the rainbow trip around the world. I was able to get it quilted this week. I pulled it off the long arm Wednesday, and I put the binding on the front yesterday. So the binding is stitched onto the front. I'm going to hand stitch it onto the back. These are leftover pieces from the butterfly quilt. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see just some close-ups of the quilt. It turned out really nice. Let me see if I can get some good quilting. Oh, there's some good quilting. The pattern that I used is the popcorn pattern. It is a pantograph, and it is pretty, it's quilted pretty thoroughly, I think. It looks really nice. I'm trying to see if we can get some more of that quilting in there. So cute. I'm really happy with it. And now if we kind of look at the binding, these are those leftover squares from the backing of that butterfly quilt that I cut down into 2.5. My only concern about this binding, just a little small concern, is that there's some turquoise in the binding, and I kind of tried to stay away from that in the quilt. My blues are a little different. but I still think it's going to be okay. Once I flip it over to the back, I think it's going to be fine. The my thread color that I chose for this, I have it right here, so sorry if I'm shaking a little bit. It's this one. Let me zoom out. The thread that I chose is this. It's called Victorian Rose, and it blended really nicely with the top of the quilt and with the back. So we'll flip over to the back just a little bit and see it. And that's what I wanted. I wanted it to blend in well and not really take away from. So I'm going to see if we can zoom in on the quilting. There we go. And that fabric is just so pretty with those little pinwheels on it. I think it's perfect. And I think once the binding is flipped over, it's going to be so awesome. But this quilt turned out, or it's turning out great. Hopefully I can get it, finish binding it over the weekend so that it can be given away on, not given away, but given to its owner maybe on Monday or Tuesday. It's just so cute. Super happy with it. And thank you so much to everybody who watched the tutorial and supported the tutorial. I really appreciate it. I am so grateful to everybody who has been supporting my channel. Thank you so much for all of your comments, all of your kind words. They really are uplifting and encouraging. And I'm grateful that you're enjoying my content. Thank you, especially for those of you who watched that rainbow trip around the world. I got quite a spike in my views, and that was pretty awesome. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you as a part of our community here. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video, leave them in the comments below. Thumbs up this video and share it with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.